Just to respond to some of the points raised by some of the deputies, I know a number of deputies, including Deputy McGrath and Deputy Healy-Rae, raised the issue of water and wastewater infrastructure, and certainly on the capital side, Uiscéireann is fully funded to continue its work, a very ambitious programme of work to address water and wastewater infrastructure, including in rural areas across the country, and that work is progressing, albeit there are challenges there in terms of delivery, but I think that's recognised. Deputy Collins raised the issue around in terms of capacity to deliver housing, and again, Minister Harris, there has been a very strong throughput of apprenticeships through the apprenticeship programme. In terms of balanced regional development, we disagree. There has been significant investment in the regions and right across the country. Again, noting the points Deputy Shanahan has raised as well. And again, as a deputy myself from the South East, I can see certainly the significant investment coming into the South East region. C2 is part of a much bigger project for the region. It is most welcome that we have gotten here so quickly with it, and again, the Carlow campus similarly is doing very well and expanding it's both its range and its support to the wider catchment in the South East region. Again, I'm noting the points, and Deputy Shannon has raised them on a number of occasions in relation to the cath lab for University Hospital Waterford, and in terms of the also he mentioned the roads programme as well, and again, just to address the point raised by the Deputy Violet Ann Wynne, the targeted measures to address child poverty, I think Irish government is playing a very strong role in terms of addressing child poverty, and certainly we've seen it in successive budgets that it has been regarded by the ESRI and others as being progressive, both in terms of childcare, but also the fact that the Taoiseach has established a child poverty unit within his own department. I think that sends out a strong signal that we will continue to make significant investment in childhood education, welfare and development over the course of this government. The funding set out in the Appropriation Bill represents a significant investment in public services and infrastructure. 95.9 billion in gross terms was allocated as part of the estimates process, including supplementary estimates of €6 billion. This reflects the government's responsive and flexible fiscal policy approach to dealing with external challenges, including the state's response to the war in Ukraine and the provision of humanitarian supports, the provisions of additional costs of living supports. The Appropriation Bill also provides for the capital carryover of 532.1 million from 2023 to 24, which is 4.2% of the total 2023 gross voted capital allocation of 12.589 million. Capital carryover is a useful mechanism to ensure the NDP can deliver on key projects. At the end of November, capital expenditure stood at 8.7 billion, representing an increase of 29% on spending for the same period last year. This has supported the delivery of additional school places, investment in our healthcare facilities and our transport services and housing. These are all issues raised by deputies here this evening. Budgeted capital expenditure in 2024 of 12.5 billion is over 2.5 times the allocation distributed in 2017 of 4.6 billion prior to the first National Development Plan. The NDP sets a longer-term framework for public investment which links to national strategic objectives for the country out to 2040. In the NDP, the government is committed to an ambitious programme of total public investment of €165 billion over the period 2021 to 2030. Our ultimate goal is to provide sustainable infrastructure to meet the additional 1 million population by 2040, and most importantly, delivering much-needed schools, homes, hospitals and transport.
Thank you, Minister.